Good morning, people. Good morning. Let's see, it's 5:58 in the morning here in Pahrump. My name is Edward Bevilacqua. We are here at Department of Career Services, where our goal is to help you. Our very simple goal is to help you get from where you are to someplace better, from point A to point B, from someday Isle to Successlandia. That's it. No big deal. That's all we're here to help you do. But you got to do the work. Two things. Number one, you have to do the work, and number two, you have to be committed to doing it every day, like watching this podcast every day. Not some days, not like, oh, I don't feel like it today. No, you got to do it every day. Got to develop that habit to do it every day. And let's see, the current temperature is 63. And the high today's day is going to be 88. So we're down to 25-degree temperature swing. Okay. This is a 5-part podcast that I shoot for 10 minutes. I usually get it around 14, trying to get it lower. So 5-part, 3 parts we do while this is live, and 2 parts you do after it's over. The parts you do after it's over are the review of yesterday, the highs, the lows, the goods, the bads, where you exceeded expectations, where you fell short, and projecting where you're projecting out the day. So just like a football player, quarterback will imagine him throwing the ball before he throws it, and then he'll throw it, or shooting a basketball player shooting the basket, free throw, picturing the ball going into the hoop before the ball goes into the hoop, and then just repeating that. It's the same thing with your day. So if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Plan your work and work your plan. Very simple. So project, see what you want to do today, then just go do it, as opposed to being reactive to the day. So those are the 2 parts that occur after the video. Review of the day before, number 1. Review yesterday, number 1. Number 2, to project what your day is going to be like, and then go live that day. All righty then. The 3 parts that occur before that, while we're actually live. 1, prepare for the podcast. 2, attitude of gratitude. Have an attitude of gratitude. That's number 2. So we start out focused on the positive, accentuate the positive. We start out that way. And then number 3, we plan for today. All right. Before we do that, there's a couple things that we need in advance. We need to do to prepare. 1 is coffee, but this is actually tea. Have our morning coffee, but mine today is tea. And number 2, pen. 3, paper, because we need to write this stuff down. Okay, step 1, prepare for the podcast. Now we have our coffee or our tea, we have our pen, we have our paper, we're ready to go, but not mentally ready to go. So what we do is we do a breathing exercise, just a simple breathing exercise, clear our minds. And one way to clear your mind is to focus on something else. Focus on something else, because we're distracted from a lot of things out here. As Huberman says, we can't control the thoughts coming into our head, but we can decide to think about things. And so this is a way to do what I call the Huberman breathing technique. So Professor Dr. Huberman is at Stanford, and does a lot of practical instruction. Talks about things from a scientific point of view in a non-scientific way to mere mortals that can improve their or our lives. Can improve the lives of you mere mortals. All right. Sleeve is kind of What? It's the Fetterman sleeve. After the senator who got the Senate rules changed that you could now dress like a bum. Okay, breathing exercise. Double intake through the nose. Fill the lungs up as much as possible. And then exhale through the mouth. Let the air pour out using your stomach muscles to expel all oxygen, all air from the lungs. And you can actually feel when you do that second one and you really expand your lungs, you can feel it instantaneously. All righty then, that's part 1 is down, part 3 review, and part 5 come afterwards. So we're down to the last 2 things. Attitude of gratitude. Start out thinking about the positive. So here you write in your book, I'm so happy and grateful now that. Boom. Now, I have abbreviated. I shouldn't be abbreviating it, but I do. Secret. I abbreviate, I'm so happy and grateful now that. I shouldn't do it, but I do because I'm pursuing trying to get this down to less than 10 minutes or to 10 minutes. Something that people can do every day. But let me say this, more importantly than taking the 10 minutes or ish, sort of, but not really, that amount of time to watch this, it's the stuff down below in the description. That's where the links are to what the experts have to say, not me. I'm just trying to get you into that daily routine, just trying to nudge you, goad you, be the gadfly, stinging you into action. The real stuff occurs down below. And we put it together. When I say we, I mean probably pretty much me with comments and suggestions from other people. But it's the down below part. And while you're down below, please share, please thumbs up, subscribe. You know the thing. Okay, I'm so happy and grateful now that this is a 3-part, 3-step process. So I write it down. Next, I turn it into a question. And then third, I turn my focus inward and I watch the things I'm happy and grateful for pop into my brain or scroll up or whatever form they take. And it's good to observe the actual form it takes as these thoughts, the answers to the question come into your head. So I ask the question, what am I so happy and grateful for right now? Okay, and then I turn my focus inward and I look at the things that I'm happy and grateful for. So I'm happy and grateful just to be here, to be able to do this every day. There's probably 7 billion people that wish they could be doing what I'm doing right now. Okay, I'm happy and grateful for that. Going to court today to help somebody who's in jail. Going to Las Vegas today to see the doctor. Talk about Doctor Who. No, not Doctor Who. Who? Doctor Who. No, not Doctor Who. So going to Las Vegas today for a weekly review meeting, planning session, learning, understanding, growing, etc. Happy about that. I'm happy and grateful that I'll be able to pick up my shirts from the Mint laundry service. Cool. Yeah, there's a lot of things. And I could keep going on. But once again, time is racing. We're at 9:18. Okay, next, planning. Planning for the day. And we start with advice from an 80-year-old. Advice from an 80-year-old. Loosen up. Relax. Except for rare life and death matters, nothing is as important as it first seems. True dat. Double true. Okay. What else do we have on today's hit parade? Well, reminder, this is a 4-part transformational program where with physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual to help people with their unique journey from Someday Isle to Successlandia. which is over the horizon, separated by the predictably unpredictable metaphorical sea. People who are ready and able to work and want to navigate to their best future. This is a journey that ends when life ends. All essential services are provided. So we provide housing, clothing, food, hygiene, transportation, etc., to help people on their journey. Unlike other things, though, we are not the journey. And you can fill in the blanks. What other things want you to become the journey? Dangerous. Okay. What else we got? Okay, today is week 2, day 3 in our, what is this thing? No, it's our 4-week program, success-oriented approach to a neuroscience-oriented approach to success. Day 3, week 2, this is the reticular activating system, which is a bundle of neurons at the top of our brainstem, about the size of our little finger, that fundamentally, as you'll hear in today's talk, are constantly scanning all information available to us to support our belief. So if we can see it, hear it, say it, smell it, touch it, taste it, that will be, it's constantly scanning all of our senses to support our belief. So one simple belief we have is that our name is important. Somebody calls our name, we hear it, and we notice it. Think about the airports, the courtesy call system. Well, so-and-so, please go to a white courtesy phone. It works. Why? The law of attraction. No, not the law of attraction, the reticular activating system. It's constantly scanning all information available to us, in this case, our ears, to support our belief. And it happens in real time. People could be back there. You don't even know they're back there. They mention your name and you hear it in real time. So that means you're always listening for that. Always, our sense of smell, all these things are always working. It's the reticular activating system. So we learn about that today. And it's important because you can prime the RAS. Okay, that's what we're doing right now. Okay, Goggins on exercise, Jack Rowland's physical, Andrew Tate, always good, short little thing. TED Talk today, as I mentioned, Mark Dawes, reticular activating system. Daily Stoic, choice of freedom or bondage. Inc. magazine, 9 short words. Elon Musk revealed his biggest problem. Nobody wants to admit it. Has to do it. Yeah. Okay. Darren Hardy, good one. Darren's The Greatness Difference. This is a riff on the Steve Jobs, The Crazy Ones commercial. Motivational video, we think what we become. Right, priming the RAS. Jordan Peterson, vision of your future. Again, priming the RAS. And let's see, what does Seth Godin talk about today? Seth Godin talks about ChatGPT for you. AI is a mystery. To many, it's a threat. It turns out that understanding a mystery not only makes it feel less like a threat, it gives us the confidence to make it into something better. I use ChatGPT 4 just about every day, and I'm often surprised at how frequently it surprises me, good and bad. There's really no good reason not to play with it, put it to work, and get smart about what's happening. Here's an interesting use case. If you're writing for clarity, not style, take your work, paste it into the AI, and ask it to rewrite it to make it more clear and journalistic. It's pretty astounding. A few days ago, a new button appeared on my ChatGPT 4 window. My plan or custom instructions. My friend Dan explained how powerful the custom instructions are. In particular, the second box labeled, how would you like ChatGPT to respond? Okay, so this goes on and on and on, but it is an important one. This is an important one for ChatGPT. I'm on ChatGPT 3.5, but I guess I need to upgrade. Okay, back to time is racing, 15 minutes in. We're going to end it. Two last important thoughts. One, you want to move from where you are to someplace better. Question mark, you want to do that. It's simple. Act such that yesterday was the only easy day. Push yourself just a little bit more today. Be a little bit kinder, a little bit nicer. Let's get rid of that. A little bit kinder, a little bit nicer. Let's see if that does anything. Okay, a little bit. Okay, a little bit kinder, a little bit nicer, etc. Embrace the suck. Get comfortable being uncomfortable instead of pursuing comfort. Put that aside. It's not important. Your comfort is not important. Your accomplishments are. Your progress is important, not your comfort. Okay, next, lastly, okay, God does not have a plan for us. Oops, wait a second. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, disclaimer attached. Don't have time to give the disclaimer. God has given us the gift of life. Perhaps there's no strings attached. Perhaps it's not. I'm giving you this gift, but I have a plan. And if you do the plan, I'm going to reward you. If you don't do the plan, well, if you sort of do the plan, I'm going to let you in. We're going to be together for eternity. The more you stare into the abyss, the more likely the abyss is to stare back. For non-believers, okay, that's the disclaimer. This is not for believers. This is for non-believers to get you to cross that chasm from non-belief to belief. Just accept that God's gift to you is your life, and to be able to experience the world that God has created for us. That's God's gift to each of us, gift of life. And we did not earn it. It's by grace and grace alone that we have this gift of life. Our response, our appreciation is to live our life as a gift back to God and to reciprocate for the gift of life that we got. This, for non-believers, let's just believe it at that. That's something that's acceptable, that you can't really refute, unless you want to take the position we're just atoms in the void. It's just all randomness that we're here, enjoying this technology, et cetera, that was made by people who mostly were Christians. So the technology we enjoy is mostly made in a Christianized world by people who are actually Christians. What does that mean? It doesn't matter. What matters is if you accept that your life is a gift from God. And like a true gift, there are no strings attached. It's not a bargain for exchange. It's not a manipulation. It's not, I'm going to give you this gift on the condition that you need to do that. That's not a gift. That could be an investment. Okay. All right. 18 minutes in. Just accept God has no plan for you. This is your life is a gift from God, God's grace and grace alone. And our way to reciprocate, to show appreciation, is to live our life for God. Boom. That's it. For the people who are believers, this is not for you. Once somebody becomes a believer, then they can put the nuances on it, where you can tell them, no, actually, God does have a plan for you. It's not really a gift. It's a gift, but it's this very technical type of, we can do that later. Okay, we can do that later. So please, show me some mercy. And thank you all for being there. See you tomorrow on the other side. Boom. Yes. Bada baby.